Thanks guys for tuning in for the Stars video for what is actually your third game. It's actually fourth week, but because of snow, we had a wonderful game. We got our win in. That was just great. We had a lot of positive things that came out of it, and it was fun. It was just really fun. Hopefully you had fun out there too. So let's get into our stars. We'll start alphabetical order from first name, and that will be Benjamin. Benjamin. During the game, again, kind of the same kind of stuff I've been seeing from you, and I really like it. You're out there hustling really hard. You get points, you get rebounds, even for your size, you're still getting rebounds, getting deflections and steals. And it's just always helping out the point guards. And you know, with the pressure that we were doing, you really kind of caught on what we needed to do and came very critical in that working. So with that, you actually get the effort award for this week. Thanks, Benjamin. Next, we have Cooper. Cooper. I got to see you make some decent passes out there when you shared the ball. You had, I think you had fun playing against this other team, knowing some of the players and everything. I think it was a fun time, and even just like you cheering on from the bench, just how you were this week. I'm just going to give it as a good sportsmanship award for you this week. Thank you, Cooper. And then we have Daniel. Out there, you gave great effort. You had the jump ball at the very beginning for me. I'm glad you wanted to do it. I know you made me a little nervous because you hadn't done it before, but I hope you enjoyed it. You gave. I think you got some rebounds. That was great to see that come out of you. Just getting those rebounds from under the basket. And then even like I said, we work with everybody, trying to let them know, either we can get you into the game some more or not. And I think you took it well when I think we couldn't get you back in at the end of the game. And just how you carried yourself out there. We're actually going to give you the Christ-like award for this week, Daniel. Thank you. And Eli, I loved seeing what you brought this week. We saw you were a really good rebounder this week. You brought down 7 or more rebounds. That was great to see. Use your height out there, use your strength, be in the right position, which is critical for getting those rebounds. You got points out of it. You even you knew where to be on certain parts of the play to kind of help it work. Even if we didn't go through with it all the way, you knew where you kind of had to be. And with all that, because everything I saw from you this week, we're actually going to give you the effort award. Thanks, Eli. Ethan, just like I mentioned before, is that you always know where to be out there, and I appreciate that. You're a good listener for me. You help lead your team or help them out there. You had an awesome hustle. Worked on rebounds, and again, we had a good rebounding game, and you're one of the ones that brought home some rebounds. And then even getting in there and grabbing that ball, getting the jump balls. But again, doing it all with the right attitude out there. There's no negativity. It was good positivity out there. And with that, Ethan, you can actually get the Christ-like award. Thanks, Ethan. Next, Jimmy. Every week you seem to bring the same thing for me. You have the enthusiasm. You're having a good time out there. I love to see that. It's kind of like the "what can I do for you, coach" kind of attitude, and I really like that. You got rebounds, you got deflections, you got steals. Just being there and just the ball of energy out there doing what you need to do. Racked up a few fouls. Some of those are just pure effort fouls. Some maybe we have to work on what maybe not to do, that like a reach and from behind try to hit the ball. But otherwise, I mean, just the effort you give out there, I really appreciate it. And then just being always engaged in defense, and those are things we need. And you got great speed, and that just helps. So because of the way you carry yourself out there, we're actually going to give you the sportsmanship award this week. Thanks, Jimmy. Next, Mason. So Mason, you had a great game. I mean, you were strong out there. You were getting the ball. You were getting the shots up. I think maybe 6 points in the first half. You got a lot of rebounds that went with it, either for offense, defense, or just getting the ball to give us a chance to score. Grabbing in there, getting those jump balls, just being really alert of what's going on out there, of where the ball is and everything. So because of how much you contributed to the team for us getting our points, you're actually going to get the offense award this week. Thanks, Mason. And last, we have Wilson. Wilson, I want to just say that you did a great job hustling out there. You did a good job with your teammates, but also on defense, but also the idea of doing that pressure that I talked about. And I think you really understood where I was going, because you were able to get some deflections and some steals off of that 1 to 2 man pressure, the sneaky pressure thing, and I think it's something we're really going to take advantage of. And it looks like you're really going to be able to pull that off for me, so I really appreciate it. And you were able to stick with some of the quicker guards they had, like Oliver. Got some rebounds, steals, deflections, like I mentioned, and even points to go with that. So with all that, you actually get the defense award this week, Wilson. Thank you. So as far as team accomplishments go this week, I mean, we got the win. That was great. We got that under our belt. You know, some of the games we thought we were doing good, but just couldn't get enough points to beat the other team. This one it all came together really well, and I liked it. So a couple things I liked about it: the pressure. I think you know, maybe not everybody on our team can deal with the speed to match up with the guards, but we'll figure out who's the best match, and then we'll probably use that 1 to maybe 2 man pressure when they pass the ball in and catch them off guard. Get the deflection, get that steal on inbounds, and then right by our basket, we could throw it right up in there and get an easy score. So I do like how we did that, and we're going to definitely use that going forward. Our rebounding, I don't know our total numbers offhand, but our rebounding numbers were much better this week. I don't know if it was just the extra effort you guys gave out there, getting the positioning, but just keep it up. Let's keep getting those rebounds. You know, jump for that ball or just be in the right position to read that coming off the rim, and so we can get more rebounds. That helps us out a lot. We did a better job of releasing on fast break. Somebody takes off, you know, say release means that somebody's open, throw it. You know, sometimes we just don't have the arm to get it there. If you don't have the arm, you know, don't force it. You know, it may not be there. You may not be able to make that pass, but just be aware it's there. And just let's keep doing that as a team, because I think that's an easy, you know, layups in themselves should be easy as long as we practice them and just pay attention to what we're doing. I really like it. And the other thing that I was really impressed with, you know, we went into halftime at, I think it's 11-10 score, something like that. So it was a close game. But then after halftime, like I mentioned to you at halftime, was that fact that we just need to adjust our offense to what their defense is giving us. And you guys did that. We still couldn't probably run the play we really wanted, but because of how they're playing their defense, we had little openings, and the guards and the posts worked together to try to, you know, get to those spots and use those gaps in their defense to score. So let's keep with that. Let's keep reading the defense and don't force something that's not there, and then we can still score. And I do appreciate you guys trying Brooklyn or our zone, and I think we're still going to keep working in there because it'll throw the other team off when they're trying to do stuff. It didn't kill the other team. We didn't, you know, stop them dead in their tracks. But again, that was our first time doing it, and you guys had only, you know, that much time to actually practice it before. So we'll probably mess with it a little bit during practices. And I think, you know, just keep it in your mind of what you need to do. And I'll probably go over that in a video. Is let's try to understand covering an area with zone, and that can actually kind of really shut down some offenses that are not ready for it. So that was good this week. I like that you guys tried running the 4 offense play, number 4. This team's defense just didn't allow it to happen. Last game we had, the previous game before that, 4 probably worked great. So we have to adjust back and forth based on what the other defense is actually giving us. So we made that adjustment in the second half, and that we worked good. And the other thing that I think you may have experienced this last game, and I'm trying, you know, you ended up doing it as a team, and I appreciate it. And we just got to work on that. Is if we do get a lead, we need to understand to control our speed. You know, I don't want to just say stall and let's not do anything. But the idea is we don't need to rush to force a shot up if we're winning at the very end of the game. It took us a few times up and down the court to kind of, you know, get that into our system. For the last couple of possessions, we did a good job of not forcing anything unless it was there, and that was very important of eating up clock time to help us guarantee that victory. So I really like it. So there are a few things I want to say we need to work on before next game, or at least be aware of. And this is, well, first one I want to talk about is just hustle. You know, there's hustling on the court, running up and down. You know, I still think we have some faster running speed when we're chasing people. But the other part of hustle I want you really to be aware of, and this is just, I call it good game etiquette, is hustling to the bench, either when you're coming in and out of the game, or if there's a timeout, hustling over as a team. You know, we're eating up time that we could be talking if you're just walking over. Or if the ball goes out of bounds, hustling to where you're supposed to be. So if you're the one passing it in, hustle over there, be ready. Just getting to your spot quickly shows that you're really into the game, you're aware of what's going on, and it doesn't look like you're being lazy on the court. So one thing I want to work on is I'm going to try and get you guys to really hustle to your spots. Another thing I want to work on, and you probably saw it, was box. Box was not done the greatest this last game, our inbounds play. And it seems like that either the 4 people running the play sometimes get it messed up, or the pass in doesn't really go to where it needs to go. We seem like we can't get that to really connect. So I'm going to try to add a video that you can watch. We'll go over it again, and we're definitely going to run a box at practice before our next game, just so we know how to read the pass, like where to scan in order of first pass versus secondary passes. And then speaking of that is like running the right play. So that box is one of our inbounds plays, but running our plays, the 1-3-1 that we normally ran, or number 4, as I talked about in the first part of the video, is we need to know when to run them. If it's not there, don't force it. If you call 4 and it looks like it's not there, change it. Say, okay, 1-3-1, or just make the pass that is there. So one of the things we need to work on is reading the defense and not forcing the plays, but knowing which one to run. And kind of going back on the hustle thing I mentioned before, is I think we still need to work on stopping fast breaks, because we still don't get all the fast breaks slowed down. I think we could still sprint up to them and then steal from behind, tap the ball, get down there. If you are already ahead of the ball, get down there faster and be ready for them to come down and slow them down. You don't necessarily, if you don't think you can get that charge, at least be quick on your feet to kind of side to side move to keep them from just going straight to the basket. If you're chasing from behind, make it a goal. I'm going to catch up to this guy. I am faster. Catch up to him, hit that ball from behind. Okay? So we do need to keep work on that. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with Wolf, but if somebody's being chased down from behind, you need to say Wolf, so they know that if your teammate's being chased, say Wolf, because you know they're coming from behind. That means they're going to steal it. We need to be better wolves. We need to be the one chasing them down. And the last thing is zone. We tried it. We just need to work on it a little better. I'll try to go over it more, but other than that, I think we're ready to do it. We just got to do a little more practice. All right, thank you.
So I want to talk about box. And I know we've gone over this multiple times, but we still seem to have some issues getting it to work appropriately during our games. And a lot of times it's either the people that are here out on the actual box are the ones that kind of don't get it right, or sometimes it's the pass in that just doesn't see the right pass. So I'm just going to go over it real quick so that we all remember it, and we'll do it during our practice also. So setting up for box, remember the guards are set up down on the lower post. Number 3 is passing the ball in. 4 and 5 are going to be up here at the top. Again, doesn't matter which of those 2 positions there are, as long as the guards and the post know their spots where they're at. So remember, the key on this is ball side. So we already went over this before, but ball side, when they say go, these guys go out to the wings and ball side screens, which then will allow number 4 to run off the screen and come down for a pass. All right. What we need to do is make sure that this is the first thing we look at if it works. So for all this to happen, it's probably about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, is when he says go, screen, pivot. As this pivot comes down, 3 should be able to tell, is this pass going to be there or not? If that pass is there, let's bounce pass it in, most likely. He gets the ball, no problem for a shot. After first few seconds, if this is not happening, then that point is when 3 needs to look for the wing pass. This far pass is most likely not going to be there because it is too far for a decent pass unless something odd happens. So this is usually our next look after we get 4 doesn't have it. This will be the next look. During our game, I think a lot of times this pass happened first because it's the closest thing you could see at first. This, because of the defense we faced, this position coming off the screen was open. These post guys actually were able to pull it off because of their defense, and we were just missing this pass. So let's focus on knowing how to scan. If you're the person passing the ball in, scan for this pass. If not, go to the wing, and then this person here can always come around and help out for a far pass if we need to. So let's see if all the positions, the ones that are on the box, can get their things to happen right, and then see if our number 3 passing the ball in can remember to kind of scan the positions correctly. Next, let's just quickly go over our 1-3-1 offense, which includes original and also the number 4 play, because I think we kind of have an idea what we need to do. We just need to remember the options so that we can adjust to the defense. So remember, the first option is if the wing pass is there and they're not in zone, we could pass this, and this did work during the game. After you pass it, the person cuts through after a screen from our 4 at the high post or at the free throw line, and the pass is there. Number 5 is actually supposed to be on the opposite side for this play, and he comes down. All right, so we kind of have to do that one. We just need to call it. If you want to, we can call that 1 if you want, because normally it's the 1 bringing the ball down. If that's 1 versus the other one's 4, if that just helps, we'll do that. So that is the first one. Now, things we just learned this last practice was play 4. Play 4 is, let's bring 5 on this side. 4 is going to post up. Let's put him right about there. He gets the ball there. Now, to this last game, they actually had people sitting up defending kind of right around this area. I don't know if they were trying to play zone or they were just off, but it actually made it hard for 4 to do anything. So in this case, we didn't want to run 4, but if it was against zone, that would actually work. So pass comes into 4. If it's like this guy would come up a little bit, and then he's going to do a backdoor cut, hopefully for a bounce pass. All right. What it does is we keep all these movements going. The defense are not going to know what's going to happen. So we come through, not there, he keeps moving. Now this guy comes by for a handoff potentially, and he comes through here. We did have some issues when we tried to do this when the ball was here. If the handoff went first, which is okay, but the problem is if both of these moves happen at the same time, it gets really crowded. So I'd really like the first option to be the backdoor cut from 4. Backdoor cut. If that's not there, then 1 or whoever's at the point at that position come down and for the handoff. All right. So those are 2. 4 will look for the backdoor cut for a pass, or the handoff. And if he grabs the handoff, he'll go through with it. If not, he'll just come back out. And then 4 still has the ball. He can just take it himself or dump it to 5 if he needs to. But the key is we have 2 great options coming off the first part of the wing and then the handoff both happening. During our game, though, we did have some times when I think it was Daniel was number 5 on this, and he would be open, and we just don't see him. Don't forget about 5. If they get busy with all the stuff we're doing up here, 5 has been open. And Daniel, I told you, like, be on the move. You don't have to just sit still. Be on the move. If the defense is sleeping, and you're over here, and then you cut over just to stay on the move, you might get the pass. Now, I don't want you camping here if the plays are going to come through. We don't want that there. But you can be back and forth as long as when the play actually happens, you are on the other side. So don't forget about our 5-man. He's doing a good job, whoever's in there, of getting the, let's call it the secondary shots. If there's a miss, putting it back up. But this position has been open for some passes, and we just are missing them, and I'd like to get that done more. Real quick, let's go over zone again one more time. So I'm not going to put any defenders on here. I'm just going to have where the ball is, and then that'll help kind of keep us an idea of where you're at. So if the ball comes down the middle, both of you guys at the top, because we're doing a 2-3. So 1, 2, this is a 2 up top, and then 3's down below, 3 positions. So if the ball comes in the middle, both of you guys can be responsible for attacking the ball. As soon as it comes to one side, then you got to kind of just shift over and then take responsibility for your area. Because remember, this is all area. So if you have this, 2 is responsible for this whole area, 4 for this whole area, 5 for this whole area, 3 for that whole area, and 1 for this whole area. All right? You kind of see those areas? So ball's over there. Everybody shifts, 4 shifts, 5 shifts, 3 shifts, because there's probably going to be somebody over there, probably here, maybe over here, and here. So everybody's got their area. But if for some reason there's a person over here, 4, you could just be right over here, covering this area. I don't care about the person in the corner. And then if the ball moves over to the side, there, 3 picks them up, 1 watches there, 2's there, 4 there, 5 covers there. All right? Ball rotates over here. We just shift back over. Everybody comes back over to there. All right, if the ball comes down in, now it's going to be anybody's job to come after it. So 5 can come in, 4 come in, 2 can drop down, depends on what defender or what offensive player comes down. You all go after it. But just keep an eye that if it's in your area, somebody comes in your area with the ball, or if they're in your area at all, you need to be aware of it and then also take action. So we did a good job. We just need to make sure our wings know that they're on the sides and they have an area they're covering. 5 has this whole area here. He needs to remember where he's staying. 5 shouldn't come all the way up here. That's not a zone area. 5 shouldn't be way over here. 5 has anybody in this region. All right, he can come possibly up to the high free throw line, but then he starts crossing into 1 and 2's area. So we'll work on it. If the ball is being inbounds, again, I want to pack down to something like this, and that way they can't get a ball passed in anywhere here under the basket. If they skipped up the top, these zone up the top might be able to get the ball. So we'll keep working on it. Study this. Look at my previous video. You can look at other videos online, but I think we can do zone to mess them up on occasion during the game, and we'll be fine.